Hello, Alberto.
Good afternoon, Denny. How are you today?
Good.
Awesome.
Hey, Susan from California.
Hi there, how are you? How's the market?
Unbelievable. Huh. The worst market in the US.
Yeah, we have a 25% hit. Allowed the 25% hit here.
So I've got a question for anyone here that's kind of techie. I see I've got a lot of note takers. So my question is, can someone send in their note taker and then not be here? I seem to have more note takers than I have people. So I'm talking to bots. Nice thing about bots is they don't talk back.
So I actually was talking to someone from my office. One of the seller wants to take the listing down because of the economy and politics. And they asked me how to handle it. And I said, well, you don't throw mixed politics. I mean, first of all, it has nothing to do with it. If it's priced correctly, it's going to work. So how would you handle that, Denny?
That'd be great. We'll do that. Be the first one. And we've got a couple of people in, Susan. We'll lead off with you. Happy to do it. You guys, thanks for being on. It's a little bit past 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks for being on Mastery. Today is the 12th of September. Been kind of an interesting week, hasn't it? Every week can be a little bit interesting from time to time. And so let's have some conversations. If you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to participate live, go to dennysmastery.com, sign up. This is every Friday, 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern. And if you haven't done so already, go to my YouTube channel, Denny's Mastery of Real Estate, and subscribe and be notified when a new video comes out. I don't do a lot of preaching. I like to actually teach a little bit and handle things that are on your mind. We have one of our regulars, Susan from California, whose average sales price is almost 3 times what it is. It's certainly double what it is where I am in Florida. However, regardless of the price, people have concerns and also objections. So we'll start with you, Susan. You had mentioned, and a lot of people have come on before they were on, you have a seller that wants to wait, right? And
Yeah.
and here's the issue. Generally, an objection is going to be, I want to wait because, and then fill in the blank. And the way you handle the objection is going to be the same. It doesn't really matter what the blank is. So let's talk about it. Susan, your scenario is?
I'm going to take the house down. I'm going to wait because I think it's the political, what's happening now and the economy.
Okay, so we can participate. Let's just follow the model on this, and then we'll have a conversation. Let's find the slide here really fast, if I can. Here's the model that's behind me. So if you can't see my screen, you might want to pin it. I want to wait because of the political environment. That's right?
Yeah.
So, you have the acknowledgement. Okay, I hear you. I understand. Okay. Where's the clarity part? So the first thing I would do on this one, in any objection, is you want to get clarity. So what would be a great, right now we're not in role play. Let's go ahead and let's diagram this. What would be a great clarity question?
What do you mean by political?
Yes. All right. Perfect. So that's the first thing in my mind. So I'm going to write it down. So write that down, and so we can get back in the role play. What do you mean political? Okay, I want to wait because the political environment. Okay, what other questions come to your mind? Okay, and I'm going to throw in that's the model. We're getting clarity now. I'll throw in the diagram that helps people remember the isolation and clarity. So let's go back to the model. Isolation, then let's say, okay, What's the isolation, just for review, Susan, what's the isolation question?
Well, that's clarity, and then the isolation would tell me more.
Well, the isolation question would be, okay, other than the political environment, we don't have it defined yet. Is there anything else that's keeping you from moving forward? Now, what we want to do, the whole purpose of this model, guys, is if you've been in real estate long enough, you don't follow the model, you will go into you could have an hour discussion, 30-minute discussion on the political environment. And then you think you've got that issue solved, and guess what they do? They throw another little problem or issue up there. So I call it playing whack-a-mole. So what we want to do, okay, so given that political environment, whatever it happens to be, is there anything else keeping you from moving forward? So you want to get the isolation. All right. The next step then, okay, once we get some clarity on that, and what's interesting during the role play, when the person describes what the political environment is, you still may not be clear. So clarity is a process. It's not a single question. Okay. Now the next step, once you're satisfied, imagine you're a master builder and Susan now wants me to build cabinets for her new kitchen. I need to know certain things. Like if she just said, hey, I want to build cabinets, so I'm not going to go start hammering and sawing. Okay. You got to measure what type of cabinets, what type of wood, what color, what height, blah, 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 right? We need that. So when you feel you have enough information to go to the next stage, you'll go to motivation. Okay, so what's the motivation question, Susan? When we get into role play, what question would you ask?
Have you sold a home? What will it do for you and your family, or what will it do for you?
Yes, it generally starts with, okay, what are you going to do next? Now, again, they teach not to start with a why question. The why question would be, why are you selling? However, you can say, okay, when you sell, what happens next? We want to find out, we really want to find out why they're selling. Remember, we do this for a living, so it's not near as painful as it is for most sellers and buyers who may only do it once every 5, 10, or 20 years. To them, it's like going to the dentist. Now, I've not met anyone that really enjoys the dentist. However, so remember, selling your home is not fun. There's got to be a reason. We can't move people from where they are having their fear. One of their concerns or objections generally is around fear or perception. We can't move them to pain, which is third base, until we know why they're doing it. And if you're taking notes, and all the note takers on here, get this, pain is only talking about the other side of the coin. Like if you don't want to get married, what is the other side of the coin? There's the other side, right? That means you're doing your own laundry. So, Susan, do you want to role play? Do you want to be the agent or that seller?
Probably that seller. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I'd probably refer you to somebody else. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to get my clock out here. I won't go. I want to see what I can do inside 90 seconds. And again, in reality, 90 seconds, you don't have to solve everything in 90 seconds. However, I want you guys to get better at doing it quicker. So let me just get my stopwatch here. And we're at the table. Objections are handled at the table. I say, look, are you ready to move forward to get your home on the market? Susan, go.
You know what? I don't know. I'm probably going to take the house off the market because I think that, because the environment that we're in right now, with the politics and the economy.
Okay, I'm going to pause right now because I'm going to build this little role play in steps so you can go back and you can analyze it. Remember, we teach question-based listening enhanced conversations. And again, I'm talking, letting people in the chat and trying to remember everything. She mentioned 3 things. Take it off the market. And the first one, she talked about political. And I think she talked about, well, will you say those 3 things again, Susan? Because I wanted to write them, then I started talking.
The economy, political. That's why I'm taking the house off market.
Okay. Now, follow with me. Remember, mastery is about when Miyagi was doing the Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, paint the fence, sand the floor. The kid wanted to do karate. What I'm teaching you is Mr. Miyagi stuff. I'm teaching you how to think. Now, she said, I'm going to take it off the market. What does that, now we didn't know this piece of information. You would know this, but I want you to remember, if she's going to take it off the market, that implies what? Anyway,
I'm not interested in selling.
no, well, yeah, maybe, but it implies it was on the market.
Right.
Okay, so if it was on the market, was she concerned about the political environment and the economy when she put it on the market? And if she did or didn't, what changed? You see, that little bit of information right off the bat is starting to set my table. Now, so I'm going to dig a little bit back to role play. So you mentioned you're going to take it off the market, and I'm just going to have a little bit of a longer role play so people can fill in the blanks. Well, I didn't realize it was on the market, and I'm assuming it's not an expired. I'm playing dumb here. How long did you have it for sale?
3 months.
And how long has it been off the market?
2 days.
All right, well, if you're going on a listening appointment, you probably should know that stuff. Okay, so then I'm going to go into, all right, you see if you can follow along. If you want to take over the role play, you can. This is how I'm building my little wedding cake. Now, all right, I'm going to stop the clock. Is it possible? So did you take it off the market or did the listing expire?
Let's say I take it off the market, cancel. It's canceled.
You canceled the listing. Now, what's important about that question? Because is there a difference? Well, let's say it expired 2 days ago and it was on the market 3 months. That might suggest that she had these feelings about the political environment and the economy before 2 days ago. So I want to take her back. I'm very interested in knowing at what point did you feel like the economy wasn't any good and the political environment wasn't any good? I haven't even got that into defining it yet. So you took it off 2 days ago. Well, tell me, because it could mean different things, Susan. When you say the economy, what do you mean?
No one is buying. They're not giving me the price I want, right? So, and yeah, and what I'm hearing the news that the labor market is soft.
Okay.
So, Denny, you brought up a very good point. It didn't occur to me. There is a difference between expired listing and a cancellation listing, in my opinion. I think because I do a lot of cold calling, expire is when a house is overpriced. That just came to my conclusion now by talking to you. A cancellation is that when a seller decides to cancel because of their own wishes.
Well,
Right?
okay.
Their belief is obviously not overpriced, right? They cancel because their belief is they could not find a replacement home. Something just dynamically change for them not to want to move.
Okay, so
I think there is a distinct there. I only talking to you because I just saw that now.
well,
You know,
what happens? What we're saying here, guys, and there can be. I mean, it can be overpriced even if they cancel it. They're giving up. Canceling is giving up for whatever reason. It's kind of like, but here's the point, really. Just because it expired and they're deciding not to relist because they're unhappy with the economy, they're unhappy with their agent, who knows what, doesn't mean that just happened yesterday. They may have been unhappy before that. I mean, some agents won't let you out of the listing. So they had to go and wait for the judge to grant the divorce decree. but they were over the marriage 90 days ago. Right?
Sure.
So you're right to understand the nuance there, Susan, and that's a great pickup. So the economy says no one's buying and the labor market's off. And any other regions of the economy that are concerning to you?
Well, I'm not gonna get the price I want.
Well, now the truth comes out, right? Can we sell houses? Is there any such thing as no one's buying? That's a big fat no.
No,
Is there any such thing as houses not selling because the labor's market soft? That's a
no,
fat no. If a seller wants more than the house is worth, could that be a possible reason?
yes,
Yeah. All right. So now we see we're asked several questions about that. We kind of know where they are. Now, one of the things, and you guys know this, if you've been on any calls with me, is this. Their reality is their reality. Don't get into some sort of a debate with them on, well, the labor market's not soft. Back, when I was a kid, interest rates aren't high. 25 years ago, they were like 18%. Stop. That's the reality. That's not where to fight the battle. All right, so let's go on into the political. You say the political environment. Okay, so that can mean a lot of things, Susan. What do you mean by that?
what do I mean by that? Well, I think with the current administration that we have now, it's really impacting the economy. So, and yeah, I really don't know because that's not my objection.
But make it up. I mean, what?
Okay, so I think it's just the administration. It's not helping.
All right. Does anyone have any comments before I go on? What we're doing is building a wedding cake. I know where I want to go next. Are you following me? Does anyone know where I'm going to be going? Just because she said that, something clicked in my mind. All right.
You're getting clarification.
All right. In what way, Van?
Nothing is like face value. Because you trying to know what exactly she means about this uncertainty about this political thing. You're trying to, and what is the real reason concerns her about selling her property?
Yeah,
Political
well,
one.
here's what you're saying is kind of right. However, and if she's trying to play the role, and maybe the real seller would. This is what she's saying in my ears. I hate Trump, and the Trump economy sucks, so I'm not going to sell my house right now. In a nutshell, that may not be it, but that's what I'm hearing. To continue to dig there, I don't think where the gold is there. However, what she said, think about what she said. I want you to be a detective right now. I would use Columbo, but many of you guys don't remember that series. So you can be, I don't know what, you can be, what's the one with Tommy Lee Jones? Anyway, be the detective. She walked into a trap. She doesn't like the economy. She doesn't like the administration. But what's inconsistent with her story, you guys?
It's a brush of objection.
Well, think. How long ago did she put her home on the market?
90 days.
Did our administration change inside 90 days?
Oh, the administration was the same, Denny.
There you go. Do you see how things aren't lining up?
That's a good catch. Actually, I didn't realize that. Okay, I like that.
What else? I mean, what's happened into the economy in the last 90 days? So it's kind of like saying, okay, so that's where I'm going to go. But these are the things. These are the things I want you to see. It all comes with practice, guys. It comes with mastery. It's kind of like if someone's really into a sport, they see things that happen. Like I love football, and the announcers talking about, oh yeah, they're in a cover two, and and they're going to be in a nickel defense. I don't know what that looks like, but they see it. So I want you to see what's going on in these conversations. So I'm just going to go back on the clock. I got 1:19 so far, and I'm going to go, okay, so I haven't even got here yet, guys. You know why? I'm still on understanding where her mind is. So it's not a question. You can run, the slowest person on this call can run bases faster than we can verbally run them in a conversation. Don't be in a hurry. So I'm going to say, well, you put your house on the market 3 months ago, and we had the same administration. So what changed?
I love that. It's yeah. Well, I thought I was gonna give it a shot. I thought I was gonna try out the market.
So is it possible, you guys, what they're saying isn't really the center of the Tootsie Pop?
Did we-
So most likely,
What's our
now I'm
motive?
going to go, most likely, and here's the issue. If a house is not selling, somebody make my heart beat pitter patter. If a home has not sold inside of 90 days, will you please tell me why?
It's priced too high.
Can everyone say because of price or positioning?
In the market.
That's why. Has nothing to do with who's president. And by the way, okay, so if she doesn't like the administration, and then what's her alternative? Well, maybe she has to wait 3 more years and maybe it'll be better for her. And then if Trump gets his 3rd term, tongue in cheek, or whatever, if she doesn't like the next administration, she's got to wait another 4. So this is why you got to go here. So, well, if your home had sold, what was your plan, Susan?
If it's sold, I would have moved.
Yeah, I got it. Where?
I want to upsize to a 4-bedroom, 4,000 square feet house.
Okay. And what will that, why do you want to do that? What's the benefit to you?
I want a bigger bedroom. I need a bigger bathroom.
So we don't have to take the time right now, but understand their motivation is both logical and emotional. Make sure you get into the emotional part of it and like, okay, so you have a bigger bedroom. Tell me more. What do I do? Okay, so then are you saying you're giving up? Now we're going to go to third base. Are you giving up on the bigger home?
Not yet. It's on the horizon, but right now I'm just gonna wait a little bit.
So who can predict my next move?
What are you waiting for?
Well, okay.
Quantify how long?
Okay, right. That'd be a road to go down. Okay, so how long are you willing to wait? Here's the road I'm going to choose to take. Okay, so if you want to wait for a different administration and a better economy, what will that do for you?
I probably get the price I want for the house.
She just stepped into a bear trap right there. Where am I going, gang?
Pain, what if you don't?
Remember, if she's a seller and she's going to be a buyer, so you want to wait till your home is worth more. If that happens, if the administration changes and the economy gets better and you're upsizing, what does that do to the house you're buying?
The price goes up.
And because she's upsizing, guess what? She's losing ground. Y'all see that? That's the other side of the coin. So if you want to wait, so here's how you say it in on a postage stamp. So you want to wait and sell higher so you can buy higher? So I'll stop for a moment. What are you guys hearing?
Love it. It's self-discovery.
It really is, but we have to slow down to help dissect it a little bit and break it up, and these little things help. Who else wants to comment on that? I mean, I think that's a classic example. You should go back and watch this. I want to wait because it doesn't really matter what the because is. Those are the steps to follow. Now, interesting, Susan's been an agent for some time, but you seem to have an epiphany here and there based on the conversation of maybe you didn't quite look at it from that angle before.
Yeah, I didn't. It takes a while.
Well, it's, sometimes it's always easier when you're not under the pressure and when you have time to think, but I appreciate that. So, that's a great way to start off. Who's next? Thank you, Fan. Appreciate those comments. Let's see here. I got some people here. Rita, Rita AI. I don't quite understand all this AI stuff. I'm learning though. But if you want to talk, raise your hand or just put it in the chat. I'll look at it here. Fan, no. Could I use? No, nothing else in the chat. Who's next? Stump me.
Danny, if there's no anybody in front of me, can I talk about what Matt and us talked about earlier in the morning about, you want a heart up front over the phone, or like you want to be easier, like what? Because here's the thing, I got a couple like Facebook appointment line up back to back, but I feel like exactly what Matt said about it. So you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yep. Well, see, you were lead generated on the phone, correct?
Yeah.
So what we're talking about, if you're on Recon, and by the way, you're all welcome to join Recon. I'll throw it up here in a second. If you're not familiar with it, it's every day. It's free. It's 9:30 to 10 Eastern time. Here it is. Take a picture of the QR code. It's reconroleplay.com if you're listening by YouTube. When you make outbound calls, particularly to an for sale by owner, you can have one of two ways. If you can have it easy up front, but the ending is going to be hard, or you can have it hard up front and the ending is going to be easy. What I mean by that is you call the unassisted seller and say, listen, I work with a lot of buyers. Are you cooperating? Yes. Well, I'd like to preview your home if I can. Okay, well, come and preview it. I've got an open house. That is the easy way in. You're dangling the carrot in front of them, and the carrot is in the form of a buyer. The challenge is that's easy in, but now when you get in there, you're going to turn the carrot into a listing agreement, and that's where it gets hard. And it might be a waste of time. But the hard way is this. Hey, listen, I specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time. I'm curious, at what point might you be wanting to hire an agent to help you get it sold? Well, if they say, I never want to talk to an agent, but you can bring me a buyer, you kind of know where you stand. There's no, what am I saying, bait and switch. If you go in with that approach up front, and that was a crude approach, I'm not saying take me word for word, but if you're direct up front, I want to talk to you about helping you get your home sold, and you don't dangle the buyer carrot and they let you come in there, the hard part is over. It's kind of like, me and my corny examples. I haven't been single for like 5 decades, right? So if you say to the nice girl, at the milkshake shop, I just want to be friends, but you have other ideas like maybe to be better friends, or just be honest with her up front. Does that make sense, Fan? So how do you want to practice that?
I guess by asking key question, like you said, I feel like it can't be this easy to getting this many appointments. And I gotta ask better question, ask more like a pre-qualified question to a FISBO. into interviewing them, you know, because I know it's a mutual interview, instead of like just close and like what they thinking is I might just bring them a buyer kind of thing. And like you said, a good way to use my time as well. So
Can I
that's
ask you a question, a fan? What is your open liner for you to grab these attention from the FISBO? Like, I have a buyer. I mean, what's your opening?
Well, all right, what is your normal? You did one the day that you talked about a buyer. You got into the buyer. So if you dangle a buyer in front of them, I work with a lot of buyers. I just use this as a general one. Doesn't matter what. Oh yeah, I work with a lot of buyers. Or maybe you play it like you're going to play it hard, and they say, "Do you have a buyer?" Well, I might. Can I look at your home? And whatever. If your calling card to the home is that you have a buyer, you're going easy hard.
Yeah. I'm just curious, man, did you actually tell them that you have a buyer and then you do a bait and switch?
I will do a couple of different things, but that's part of that. Yes. So like I would tell them, look, like I work with investors, I work with certain interest buyers, and then I of course they would trust me, but they don't know who you are before I present it to them. May I go take a look at your home?
So here's my thing. I used to call FISBO too, then I stopped. You go in, what makes someone more angrier when you do a bait and switch? And to the point what Denny is saying, you're probably wasting your time because they probably would not want to hear you at all if you do a bait and switch. I think the better approach is like Denny say, do the hard way first, and then it's easier. Perhaps your opening may be, I understand. I mean, you could say, are you trying to save money on professional fees? There's a couple of liners that I have here.
So talk to them about their motivation, like why, like what actually drives you to sell yourself.
No, it's not that. It's
Yeah.
the purpose of the call.
It's really the commission. That's why they're selling it on their own. I think ultimately you might want to consider like anyone can sell a home, right? But can anyone get you the highest price?
Well, we're not even getting into that part, Susan. We're talking about if your calling card is dangling a buyer in front of them to get in the door, and then you're going to switch it to a listing appointment. Now you're starting -1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the goal here's the point, and we'll move on. I got some other things that we can talk about. Here's the goal, you guys. It's not to get an appointment. It's to get a qualified appointment. Because you don't want to drive in, I know, Susan, California, you probably can't get anywhere in 15 minutes. You want to drive an hour somewhere and have no chance of getting an appointment. So Fan, if you're looking for the listing, use that. Develop the skill in your bull ride, your conversation to get them into curiosity why they should be represented. Don't dangle a buyer in front of them. That's what we're saying. So I hope that helps. Beverly has one.
So one last comment, even if they're asking, do you have a buyer, or like, just basically like what you guys recommended, if that's the case, our conversation would be relevant, and then move on to the next question. Like, don't focus too much.
Most likely they're going to ask you. And again, there's a lot of different ones we use. It'd be great if I did. However, what I do is help people specialize, or I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people in my office. Yes, I have buyers. I don't know if it's for your home or not, but I specialize in helping people get sold. So you don't say no. You don't say, well, that's not why I'm calling you. You just don't build your whole presentation, your calling card on the fact that you want to see it for a future buyer.
Yeah.
So,
I think, Fang, if they said you have a buyer, you might want to go down to to this, like, the real question is, do you want just one buyer, or do you want the best buyer who's willing to pay you top dollars or the most? That really may grab their attention. That kind of like you're switching it. That's a better script.
well, the
My-
reality is this, if you have a buyer for a particular home, and Bev, you're next, so get ready. If you have a buyer for a particular home and you're playing it down the middle, you're being honest. If there's a buyer for a home willing to buy the home, there's going to be another one. If it's in the realm of market value range, there's going to be more than one buyer. And so if they're asking, you have a buyer, well, you know, the fact that you don't is a sign that they're probably not fishing with bait. Or the fact that you might have a buyer, and it also means other agents may have a buyer, and none of you guys are showing that home. And that is a pain point. Well, yeah, we have buyers, and there's probably a dozen buyers, but you're not getting to meet them because you're not properly exposed. Would you like to have a conversation about that? Either way, you turn it back in. Your purpose is to get a listing, not to use a Trojan horse. So Beverly, you have one that your office is too far away, right?
Yeah.
Groovy. So who would like to use, and I'll take notes. And I know we have some folks here that already been participating, but other people, if you want a shot at role playing. So Beverly, would you like to be the agent or the potential seller?
I could try to be the agent.
Good. All right, then who would like to be the seller? So I don't have to talk so much.
I can do it.
I'll
Oh,
be
Who's that?
Right.
Nina?
Nina.
Nina, you're the seller, okay?
Okay, no problem.
And you're too far away. All right, go. You're having this conversation. Well, you're too far away, so it must be on the phone, right? Or is it at the table?
On the phone.
Okay, you're on the phone. You don't have to call. You're having the conversation. Go.
You're too far away, so I'm not gonna be able to come in.
Okay, can you explain to me what too far away is for you? What do you mean by that?
Well, I live in Fort Myers and your office is in Miami.
Ah, okay. And how often do you plan on coming to visit me? Just to have coffee?
I'm a little confused. Stop a minute. Nina, you're the seller.
Right.
Why are you going to visit her?
Oh, she needs to come to see me.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
Okay, you need to come see me. Okay, let's try again.
it has not, here's probably the essence of that. Your office is too far away, so how could you help me? And let's
Okay.
not make it that far. Let's say you don't know the geography. Let's say it's 40 miles, not 100 miles, okay?
Okay.
Go.
Okay, Beverly, your office is too far away from where I'm located, so I don't know how you would be able to help me get my property sold.
Okay, so can you define what kind of help it is that you think that I wouldn't be able to do for you?
Well, to get out to my property, it's about 45 minutes from your office.
Okay, and would it surprise you if I told you that my office is pretty much in my car?
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm going to pause you a couple of different things. One is, did you isolate?
No.
Okay, go ahead and isolate. There may be other issues.
Okay, I can hear what you're saying, Nina. And let me ask you, is there anything else that would stop you from having me come over and discuss further?
No, if you're willing to come all the way over here, we can talk for a conversation.
I'm going to call, watch, pause just a second. Now, this could be me. You guys tell me, put it in the chat or let me know your reaction. Is there anything else? Is a different question than other than that?
Mhm.
Okay,
You hear the difference?
yeah.
Other than that.
when you say, is there anything else? Like you're saying, all right, really? What else? But now you're just saying, I think other than that is you want them to open up. That's
Right.
the isolation. All right. So there, then she said, all right, wait, then you said my office is in my car. She said your office is too far away to be able to represent me. Then you said, well, my office is in my car. Here's where my mind went. I don't understand. What does my office location have to do with me being able to represent you?
Right.
You were trying to answer the question you didn't fully understand. Okay, back to you, Bev. Keep going. Ask that question though.
Which question do you want me to ask?
You said, well, your office is too far away. You don't have to say it. I'm gonna ask it for you. Bev, your office is too far away for you to represent me properly.
Well, Denny, do you have any ideas of where a lot of these buyers are actually coming from?
No, not yet. Not
Oh.
yet. What does she mean by that?
Okay, what do you mean by that? Yeah, I said that before, okay, but yeah, what do you, can you help me unpack that? What do you mean by that?
What I mean is I live about 45 minutes away from the office location that I see for you. And I don't know how you'd be able to help and represent me with my property being a good distance from where you're located.
So as long as I bring you qualified buyers, would it matter where my office is?
Do you know why? Now you're trying to solve the problem, but I don't think you've asked her enough questions yet.
Okay, I shouldn't get there yet, okay.
So, I mean, let me just set the table. Is it possible that your office is 45 minutes away from her house? Yes. However, is it also possible you're her next door neighbor? Your office is 45 minutes away. I want to know, and I'll ask the question for you, Nina, what does my office location, why does my office location concern you?
Well, Denny, I was thinking you would work out of your office to get the buyers to come to my property. So if you're that far away, it's going to be limited number of buyers that you can bring to see my property.
Now, with that statement right there, it opened the door for you to say, well, would it surprise you? I'm your neighbor. Or would it surprise you? Would you feel better the fact that my office is in my car? Or the other question you ask is, well, would it surprise you? You want somebody who's closer to you physically or closer to the buyers for your property? You see, I'm just asking you to ask another question so you fully understand what she means. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to set it up, right, yeah.
Now ask whichever one you want.
Well, are we going backwards or should I just
No,
start?
just from, all right, so you already, one of those three, ask her any one you want.
Okay, so, Nina, would it surprise you that buyers actually don't come from, buyers actually begin, okay, rephrase this. Can I ask you a question, Nina?
Sure.
Where do you think most buyers are actually starting to look for a house?
Probably online.
So would it surprise you that most of the buyers might not even be coming from an office near where I am?
Well, I would think they would look for property located near the property they wanted to buy.
I'm sorry, can you say that
I would
again?
think they would come to look for the property close to where they wanted to buy. If they lived in the area, they would come closer to where they want to buy property.
Right,
Okay, now pause just a second, think before you ask. What is she saying?
that she's thinking that most buyers are coming from a local area.
Correct.
Well, no, she's really saying she thinks buyers drive to your office to conduct business with you. Right?
I need her to clarify that maybe a little more, because I didn't understand that when she said it. I didn't,
That's what did anybody else hear that? Like, she's concerned that you're too far from her house because buyers that are looking at where her house is, it's not close to your office. Like, well, buyers aren't driving to my office. For example, is it possible that she has a nice ranch? She's in a more of the rural area and your office is more closer to downtown. Well, where are the people? Downtown. where do the buyers come from? You want your hook in the lake that has the most fish, right? And by the way, is there an office close to her? I mean, curious, why aren't you talking to them? And the office, I promise you, the office closer to them generally won't do more business than your office. So am I giving you some avenues to drive here, Bev? And I won't interrupt you again, I promise, but I just want you to know what she said was in my mind, she's thinking, buyers, it doesn't matter where your office is from a buyer standpoint. They're shopping online. It's not like you're driving to your office for you to meet them and drive them in your car, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Help her see that.
Okay. So Nina, what is your impression of where most of the buyers are coming from? You had mentioned online, right?
Yes.
So the people that are looking online are not necessarily looking exactly where my main office is located. Would you agree to that?
I would think they are. Is that not correct?
Well, actually, would it surprise you if I told you my office is actually in the back of my car?
Okay, that would surprise me because the physical address you have is like 45 minutes from where I live.
That's correct. And, I don't want to be dictating Denny. I don't want to be telling her right now. I want to ask more questions. This is where I was getting stumped.
Okay, so here's what's more important to you: hiring an agent that has all the things I just showed you, and a track record experience of things that were important to you, or hiring an agent that just happens to have an office closer to your home. Would you go to, if you had to have knee surgery, would you go to the veterinarian that happened to be closer to your home to operate on your knee, or would you go to the city and have the expert and operate on your knee? What is geography? See, what you have to do is, what does geography have to do with it? Do you want geography or expertise?
Right.
So that comes from asking questions to help them realize. And there could be a lot of potential sellers out there that think, well, now if I broke my sentence, that think that they have to be close, but it's not the case. But that's the reality.
Now, what's funny is my reach is a lot greater than your area. So what's really your concern? I'm bringing you the most qualified buyers from outside the area. That's really what you want, is somebody who's fully qualified wherever they come from. Am I right?
Yes, as my agent to help me, I want someone qualified, but I would think it would be better to get someone closer to where I live that's qualified.
Right. And if I brought you, well, I'm not going to say
Hang
right.
on. Here's the question. If I happen to be the most qualified agent that's closest to your home, would that make you feel good? Because I promise you, you are the most qualified agent. Now, there may be other agents closer, but they're not more qualified. So you technically are the most qualified agent that's closest. Yeah, and somebody put in the chat here about showing the home or whatever,
Right. Right. I think that may have something to do with it too, because if you're far away, how are you going to come back over to where I live to keep showing my property? So if I have the agent that's closer to where I live, they would have easier access to see my property for showings. I think that's where it all boils down to, Denny. Is that correct?
So yes, Nina. So I'm going to go. We'll end it here, Nina. So you live in the country, a nice area there. You're 45 minutes away from the center of the town, right?
Okay.
Do you ever come to town?
Sometimes.
What for?
Shopping.
Oh, she's digging a hole. What else?
I have some friends that live closer to the downtown area. I'll stop by some.
Oh, she's digging a hole. What else?
That's basically it. I basically stay on this side of town. I don't really like driving because it's a lot of traffic. So I don't
I
come
got
up.
that. However, she said for shopping or whatever, She drives to town. She drives by stores she could shop. I didn't go into clarity what she's shopping for, food or who knows, shoes, I don't know. But she drives into town because what she wants is there. And by the way, if it's 45 minutes, I bet you Susan and Kevin and the people in the city would die to have a 45-minute drive instead of an hour and 45 minutes. So geography with the internet, with technology, should not be an issue. A bigger issue is going to be not the geography. There's another agent that specializes in this area. That you'll deal with that more than your office is too far. Now, one more thing I'll say is that I'm in Fort Myers, and you'd have to look at a map. So I'm on the Gulf Coast. And Nina started with an example of somebody in Miami. We have a lot of people from Miami, East Coast, want to list homes over here. And it makes no sense. There's a lot of agents. I'll talk to you guys. If you've got somebody who wants to buy a house an hour away, 120 miles away. In my life, I always refer that business out. Why? Because I don't know, there's differences in the niches of the market. Sarasota market's different than Fort Myers. The East Coast is different than Fort Myers. I don't feel like I could do a good job representing them, number one. Number two, when you look at the time, you think, well, I'll just go over there, I'll show them one condo and I'll make $25,000. I have not found it to be that easy. Because if they like it, most likely they want to look at it again. Then they want to look at it and show their friends, and you got to get the home inspector. Are you seeing what you're doing with your time?
Yeah, I was actually not considering like a 45-minute drive away. I was actually looking at something closer. Not looking, I was dealing with something that was closer. You know, like what you have, you know, like if she had said Fort Myers, you can say, what's right next to it? Cape Coral, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to get that more than now. It's not so much distance anymore. So anything else in the chat here? We've got some time. Who wants to role play? Who wants to sharpen? I'll let you throw me something if you want to like try to stump me. I've got a set of Ginsu steak knives I'm still trying to give away. I don't know why you guys, Recon, you talk all the time. Why? You must like Don and Matt better. I'm getting personal.
Danny, you need to have some time that's closer to like 7 o'clock-ish in California or later. So I can come again.
7 a.m. or p.m.
AM. So because 6:30 is way too early for me. I'm getting, I need my bedtime.
Oh, you're talking about Recon.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go on, but it's like I can't get up.
Okay, I
Who's
have
ready?
something.
All right.
Question for you.
Yeah, go
Great.
ahead.
Okay, expired. They've been on the market for 3 months. They want to go with the same agent. I'll be the homeowner. Can you be the agent so I can see how you would present it?
Okay, so are we on the phone?
We are on the phone.
All right, so let's say we get through the bull ride and they say, well, hey, you know, I see your home's off the market and I'm just curious if you still are interested in selling.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go back on the market in next week.
Okay, you've already made that decision?
Yeah, but we haven't signed the paperwork yet with the other agent.
I got that. The other agent, when you say, no, I'm gonna assume you didn't tell me what you told me. When you say the other agent, what does that mean?
The previous agent that had the listing, it was on the market for 3 months.
Oh, that's interesting. So it didn't sell in the first 3 months. You're going back to the same agent? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
hearing?
we're really happy with their services.
Well, what services were you the most happy with?
Just they always answered our questions. They were always there when we needed them. We just couldn't get the price that we wanted. But now we'll take a little bit less, but we're still gonna go with them. This is a real life example. I went through this last week. Okay.
I got it. All right. So why don't you think that they were able to get you the price you wanted?
Oh, something about the market. We started too high, you know. We wanted 820. Now we'll take 750.
So during, how did you come up with the 820?
That's just what we needed so we can get into our next place. And then they ran the comps, you know, some houses were showing that we could potentially get that, you know, the market flipped in the meantime.
All right, so, all right, so I'm gonna stop just a second. So what I'm attempting to do is triangulate.
Triangulate, what does that mean?
Triangulate, I'm zeroing in on the area that I think I could hit a button, maybe on your pain point. So she's saying they listed 820, the market slipped. All right, so your agent when you listed at 820, your agent did a market analysis on that, and they were part of that decision-making process.
Yeah, they recommended 800, but you know, we wanted more.
And when you put it back on the market, what price are you gonna put it on?
765, but we'll take 750.
Well, let me ask you this. If you would have listed it at the right price you said the market slipped. If you'd have listed at the right price last time, what do you think you could have sold it for?
I have no idea. Now I'm carrying 2 mortgages. I have to get rid of it. So like help me out, but bring me a buyer, but I won't sign with you.
Well, I'm not even asking you to sign with me. I just want you to rethink this a minute, is that many times when you make a big decision, like you go to a doctor's office, you may want to get a second opinion. Would it be worth a second opinion? Because you already said they recommended 800, you wanted more, the market slipped. Maybe if somebody would have given you better advice, maybe by positioning it at something less than 800, you might have been able to sell it, you know, in the last 60 days and not lower it to 765 or 750. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like we're happy with our other agent.
Can I try, Danny?
Not yet.
Um,
In a moment you can.
okay. But a second opinion, I like that. Okay, that's good. I'll try that next time I talk to her.
Well, again, so I'm not slamming any agent, but I'm looking for the angle. So Fan, go ahead, take a shot.
Actually, can I just chime in for a real quick, fan? Sorry. There's a better way, like one-liner, because I like one-liner. What is this agent gonna do differently? They have 3 months to try and they didn't sell it. What are they gonna do differently?
Here's what the seller said. I don't know. I don't really care about the details. I just like them as a team. They were really professional. It wasn't really their fault. So they don't really care what the agent's gonna do differently. They just gonna
That-
try again with them.
Then use the Mike Ferry script and say, well, are you doing them a favor or you're putting money on the table?
You're leaving
So-
money on the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let them think.
Okay. Let them think.
Hang on, go Fan.
Diana,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Do you think your agent absolutely done everything he can to get your property sold whenever it was on the market?
I honestly, I don't know. I have no idea what it takes. It's only else our second home that we sold. I have no idea.
No, I mean, but like in the past 6 months, you saw what your agent did, right? Like you've been working as a team together, right? So I want your opinion, real quick. It's a yes or no question. Do you think your agent absolutely done everything he can to get your property sold in the past 6 months?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we're still trying to sell. Now we have a double mortgage. This is a problem for our finances. We already moved into our new home last week.
So if your agent have tried everything he can, I'm really curious, why would you want to go through the same route if your agent already done everything? I'm really curious.
So all right, hang on a sec. So that is an approach. Susan's approach, using the Mike Ferry script is an approach. What's the end goal? I mean, those 3 conversations, take your pick. Yours is a little confrontational, Fan.
The end goal, I would say, is I want the listing. I want the business. I want to see my sign on the street. I want to be able to help them sell their house.
Well, that should be the main thing, right? However, maybe each one of you would have had the appointment. I got the appointment too, as the second opinion, right? We just demonstrated that was 3 different approaches, completely different. And there's no wrong way. What we're attempting to do, all 3 of us, was to look at the other side of the coin. Like, okay, if you're taking medicine and for 90 days, it's not working, you're going to take the same 90-day, same medicine. We're trying to create doubt. We're trying to create, okay, is it worth, Fan, you would have closed for an appointment, a second opinion. You would have used that card sooner or later. Same with you, Susan. I don't think you'd have gotten her to list with you on the phone. The goal would have been to try to get an appointment, correct? So, right? Fan, where'd you go? You there? Yeah. So it's Fan and Susan.
I'm here. I'm here.
I think it was Beverly. Maybe it was Beverly. The goal would have been to get the appointment by creating a question mark, creating some doubt. I mean, she really sounds totally sold on the team. And you know what? I trust that would be one of my sellers one day. So at some point in time, not everything works on everybody, but some things work on some people. That's a great
Thank you.
truism, you bet.
I'll try the second opinion next time I talk to her. Thank you.
Yeah. The other thing too is that, you know, I like what you said there, Diana. Like, can you help them? And if you can, you'd like a chance to get in the listing.
Absolutely, I can help them. It's a gorgeous home. The price point is fine. The neighborhood's good. It's in my area.
Your area. What's that
Where I
mean?
live. Where I live. It's in my neighborhood.
Well, you're too far away. No. Here's the objection. You're too close. I don't want somebody who lives next to me knowing all my business. There you go.
The
How
thing
about
is,
that?
she's also a friend of mine. So like,
Oh my gosh, not that much of a friend. She's not even listening with you. I'd get a new friend.
you, it's business. It's not personal. You can't take it personal.
Diana's looking for a friend. She needs a friend, so help her out. Anything else before I let you go? It's 2:00. Anybody? You know, I can give you a couple more minutes. Anybody? Going once. It's Friday. Going twice. Thanks for being on, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend.